Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is Crochet Vision. Happy September 1st. It's September 1st for you, but it is not for me. It is currently August 1st. So what are we gonna try to do yet again for like the millionth time? How many skeins can I use in a month? Now, there's a few reasons why I want to do this in August, because my craft shows are over in September. And I was gonna do a how many skeins could I use in the month of September, but after we're done with these 5 craft shows in a row, I don't know how productive I'm gonna feel and I might need a 2-week break. So I want our numbers to be as good as possible. So we're gonna try this in September, so bear with me. I have also some goals. My biggest goal here is 100 skeins a month. That seems crazy. That would be 1,200 skeins a year. And we are counting down how many skeins we will finish for the year. So if you want to make sure you figure out how many skeins we've used for the year, make sure you subscribe so you can follow along, because I have been documenting every third of the year how many skeins we have used. I would like to beat 100 skeins if it's humanly possible. I feel like I've been crocheting at an insane rate trying to get ready for these craft shows, and that is all a good thing. The other goal that I have is, you see this wall? I want to empty it. Not this one, but this one, because Premier just discontinued the XL sprinkles, and a lot of these down here are the discontinued skeins from Michaels, and I would like to at least bring it down to like the bottom of the shelf, because what I want to do, I want to have the multicolored skeins here, and I want to try to put solids here. I don't know why I want to do that so bad, but I do. So I also want to work through some fur. I have like a lot of plans. So we're going to start doing that. I feel like I've already been trying to work through it, but I really want to start pushing real hard to get through this wall. So I don't want to do one a day, because during the craft shows, I'm not bringing this to craft shows. But if we did one a day apart from the weekends of the craft shows, and I'll count weekend Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How many days is that? Wow, good job, Sarah. I just looked at a calendar. There are 31 days in August, which is perfect for, we might do on Friday or not. I don't know yet. But if we did Friday, it'd be 20 days. If we didn't do Fridays, it'd be 16. That's a lot of skeins of yarn. I don't even know how many are on this wall right now. Should we count? Let's see what we've even got over here. So this here is 24. Lulz. That there is also 24. That's 31. That's 25. That's 49. So if I could get a good chunk of this to fit down here, or maybe down here and down here, that would make me very happy. I know that's a big ask, but I just want to start seeing movement on that wall. I'm also like, again, I've got holes here again. I just want to move stuff around, because I really, really want a lot of the yarn to be in this room and not in the other room. So can we do it? Is it possible? I have no idea what we're going to be able to get done. And I'm not really optimistic, because today we're starting on a Friday and I have a craft show tomorrow, 2-day craft show. I'm bringing yarn to the craft show, but recently at these shows, it's been way too hot to crochet. It's not supposed to be as hot tomorrow, but we'll kind of just see how it goes. I'm bringing yarn for sea turtles. I have a lot of yarn pulled to finish sea turtles. I have a decent amount of yarn pulled from this wall right now to finish and work on things. So we'll see what happens. I'm also going to be going to New York, and I'm going to try. We're going to try. And if this doesn't work, then we'll figure it out, guys. I'm going to try. So it is now your time to put your guesses in the comments of how many skeins you think we're going to use this year. I have done this video a few other times. We have done 100 skeins before, but I think we can do more. I think we can do it. There's 31 days. I don't know. We'll see. Good news and bad news. It's still August 1st. It is late. I did bad things. I have a craft show tomorrow. I should not be up right now, but you know what, guys? Was it worth it for the vlog? I think so. I used 1 skein of Parfait XL to start another stingray that I didn't finish. And then I used another skein of Parfait XL to finish a stingray that I didn't put together. Are we seeing a theme here? I think we are. I used 1 skein of Sweet Snuggles to make this bee. The rest of it will be used when I like close the rest of it, but I gotta stuff it, eyeball it, do the thing. So I'm counting that because this is gonna take me like less than an hour to finish. And there's a little ball left, and it's just because I need to put eyeballs on it. And then this is a skein of Bernat Extra, and if you were on my live, we made a stingray with it, but I think it's already in the car. But it was this yarn. This is different skein. I found the skein upstairs because I brought down other whips that need to be finished. It was this color. This is not that skein. This was literally in the whip bin, so if we use that, I will have to write a label for it, but different skein, I promise. Since I'm sitting here going through everything else, I don't know if it was this one or this one or this one that I made with that skein, but it's one of these. So for August 2nd, I did 4 skeins. We had 1 of Seafoam Sparkle. I don't know if I have all of the labels. I'm gonna have to write this down. We did 1 of Olive. I finished off this skein of, I honestly don't even know what color this is. It's color. And I used up this skein. I used 4 skeins of yarn while we were at the craft show yesterday. And today is April 3rd, and we're already off to a great start.
It's not April 3rd.
Yes, it is.
It's August 3rd. August. Feels like April.
It's August 3rd. And I've used 3 so far.
How's it going? Good, how are you?
Hi. This morning I used 3 to make oyster shells. And I made 6 of them. All right, guys, so the days are starting to blend together, so I'm gonna do the best that I can here. Bear with me. Yesterday was August 5th. I'm in New York, so I'm doing my best to keep track here. So we did a skein of Big Twist plush. I made a bunch of pigs. Let me show you those first to get them out of the way. It was like a skein and a little bit, but we're gonna just call it 1. We're gonna just call it 1 and it's fine. Then I used a skein of Sweet Snuggles to make a stingray. This, I didn't bring a needle with me to sew anything, so that was a little silly on my part. Oh man, I'm dropping everything. We're living our best life here. I did another stingray yesterday and 1 more. And now I'm not quite sure what happened here because this skein also gave me almost a full oyster shell and none of the other ones did, but I'm not gonna complain about that. So for August 5th, I have 3 labels. We used 4. I have to write down the other Sweet Snuggles because I don't have a label for it, but we did 4. For the ride down here, I did 4. Sweet Snuggles, and 2 Parfait XL. I know we're shocked that I'm using up all that yarn like I said I was going to, right? So we did another plain. I'm gonna keep going, guys, because I'm over it. 2 oysters for the color Petunia. 2 oysters for the color something. Anemone. And then, whoa, I used up a skein of the color Green Ash and Yellow Green Multi to make turtles and turtle parts. So that was 4. August 3rd, it's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back. No. August 3rd, we did 4 at the craft show. I did 1 for crab legs and then the 3 in the car on the way there. I don't think I used any on the way home. I was so exhausted. The 3 oyster shells on the way there. So that's good. And then I did 4 the day before for the 2nd. So we're on a roll with this 4 a day thing. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, so yesterday was August 6th. We did so much yesterday. I'm so excited to show you. So I did 3 penguins. We didn't finish the skein of this though, but I ran out of heads, so I do still have a little bit left of this, but I feel like we're gonna be able to work through that really quickly. So I did 3 penguins in that color. Then this whole bag of stuff that I made yesterday. So I made a whole bunch of penguins in this Velvet Plus. Woo! I'm throwing penguins. Where's the other one? Oh, it's in a different bag. So I used up a full skein of the Velvet Plush. I think I made like 3. Yeah. It was in this bag. 3 in Velvet Plus. Velvet Plus. And then I did a bunch in just the regular fur. And that used up a skein of the gray fur. Or any other penguins? No, that was all the penguins. Then I did 2.5. I got so close to finishing that one, but 1, 2. Something just fell. 2 penguins, and that used a skein of the blue fur. So 2.5 out of 1 skein of blue, I'll take it. Because I double stranded this. This was sheepy, Bernat sheepy. I double stranded it because I prefer to work with it double stranded. So that was the gray and the blue. It's sheepy double stranded. Then made a stingray. I used 1 skein of blue. And then I didn't have enough for a full second stingray, which was kind of weird, but I made parts. And then, so far that was Bernat Sheepy, Bernat Blanket Pretty Girl. Oh, we didn't do that yet. I'll show you those in a second. Hang on. I used an entire skein of Baby Blanket in the color Pretty Girl. And that's it. I made 4 pigs with it. So, in a grand total for yesterday, oh, and I used a skein of green. I made parts. Hang on. I was gonna finish these sea turtles and I didn't have enough to make the heads and all the parts for all of them, but I made heads and flippers. I used another skein of green. So, just trust me. I did. I promise. I used a skein of green last night. Ben can attest. I kept him up crocheting. So, this is the Velvet Plus skein. These are the 2 blue multicolored skeins. Then Baby Blanket Pretty Girl, Bernat Sheepy Gray. I need to write down 2 more labels for the green ash and the sheepy blue. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins yesterday. Color me impressed. That's great. That is a great number. All right, guys, we gotta recap tomorrow's market day. I've stayed up way past my bedtime, and I realized now that I'm going to record that my shirt's on inside out. So that's the kind of day that I am having. So please pardon the horrible lighting and horrible angle, but this is what we've got. We've done, I want to say we've done decent. However, anyway, I ran out of black on the stripes of this bee, so that would be a skein of black. That was today. Also today, I made a stingray, and of course I didn't sew it together, which would be a skein of blue. Is that this? This is blue. No, I don't know. Blue. The blue label. So good. Then I also, today is August 8th, I also used a skein of Parfait XL, and that was for clamshells. I'm not finishing any of this stuff right now. I thought I was going to, and I have just decided that the answer is no. So then yesterday, on live, I used a skein of white. I was finishing up oysters, and I know I used a skein of white because I couldn't finish this one because I didn't have enough yarn. White for oysters, and the confetti for Made an octopus. And I didn't finish it. Wow, Sarah, why can't you finish anything? Because I can't. But anyway, so yesterday we did 2. Today we did 3. That's 5 for 2 days. That's fine. Meh. Not the best. Not the worst. I feel like I've got nothing done this week, but the labels are saying otherwise, but I'm not feeling it, so we're gonna try to do better after this craft show. Okay guys, I am a few days behind on labels, so we're gonna do this 8 and 9. I'm not sure what I made on which day, but it was craft show day, so I made all this stuff while I was at the craft show. So I'm gonna just go over and show you what I made, and then we can, I have Ben here, he's gonna count for me. So I used 1 skein of Sweet Snuggles Multi in the color Pink Purple Multi. 1. One Parfait XL Sprinkle for, whoop! I didn't get a full stingray out of it, but I think I have, whoop, I think I have 1 more skein in the house. Then I did a skein of Parfait XL, not Parfait XL. This is Bernat Blanket Extra for another stingray. I was on a stingray kick at the craft show because I sold out of them. And then I did 1 more in the color Anemone. Anemone. So what is that? That's 4. Okay, Ben's keeping count because Lord knows I can't. These were just in the craft fair yarn bag of things that I made. These are from day 3. I just wanted to show proof that I did use the skein of Tomato Sparkle, and this isn't even all of them. There's still some buried in the bag, but we're not going through the bag right now. I used 1 skein of Cozy Heathered to make parts for a Mushroom Man, but I didn't make the regular Mushroom Man yet, so it's just parts. But I used up the skein, hooray. Then I used a skein of Blue Baby Blanket for the octopus pieces. I didn't make the octopus, but it was in a full skein, but I finished it, so it counts. I did the same thing with this skein of blue and this skein of orange, but I didn't finish either of those, so those don't count, but I did want to show that I did do that. And I made an entire skein of turtle heads out of Chenille Home Slim. So, Mr. Counterman, how many was that total?
7.
7. 7 at the craft show is not bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. I also, literally Ben goes, didn't you make oysters at the craft show too? I totally did. I did at least 2 because I did 1 skein of anemone and I did 1 skein of that blue purple. Do you have any? You have, why am I asking you? I'm putting down 2. Was it only 2? I think it was only 2.
I don't know.
I'm gonna call it 2 because I know I did exactly. I at least did 2, but I did not keep very good track, and they're already in the car pack for the craft show this weekend. So it's Lion Brand Cover Story in the color Ellis. I made a whole bunch of oyster shells and anemone, this color. I'm calling it 2. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and a blank. It's blank, it's blank. These ones have what they are on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 for the craft show weekend. Now I have to do yesterday. It's August 10th, I think. I used a skein of Ellis. This is the color Ellis. This is Lion Brand Cover Story. And I made clamshells, and then I did 2 skeins of this and made more clamshells while I was at the craft show. But I'm doing this here because I'm gonna put them in the bag because they're ready to go in the bag. I don't know how much else I've used today. We'll do that, but just trust. We did the clams. That's 3 skeins. It was two of this one and 1 of this one, and I have a million shells now. I feel like yesterday was August 11th. I feel like yesterday was like my all-star day. I was on it yesterday from start to finish. I used up a bunch of small skeins that I had laying around everywhere. We did so much yesterday. I don't know how many skeins it is total. We're gonna count. I'm so excited. First skein, I used this Velvet Plus that I had. It was probably not a full skein because I only got one penguin out of it, but I'm obsessed with it. I do have more of this. I'm going to be making more of these, but that's skein number 1. I also, on all of these penguins, I ended up using a full skein of white, so I'm saying that now. Ben's already counted it. We're counting, okay? I used up a whole skein of this blue and this blue fur. This was, again, just in my stash. I'm having to write down all of these, but how stinking cute did these come out now that we switched the color of the heads? I'm very happy about it. I made a bunch of heads yesterday because I still have a bunch more of this blue fur, so I still have a bunch of these, but that's fine. Then I had one skein of this teal and a little bit left of this teal fur, so I got this penguin done. I don't ever expect to have another day that is this good for the rest of the month. This day was just, I was on it. This used up a skein of, this was Big Twist Sherpa. Big Twist Sherpa. I made 2 birds. I literally just squeaked out this little guy. I'm obsessed with them. I think they're so stinking cute, but we did them. Done. I used one skein of Parfait XL. I think this is the color Blueberry. I had to make like the rest of the body of the stingray, and then I ended up getting a clamshell because I wasn't going to get a full other stingray. And that used up all of this. I am now out of this color, but Parfait XL Blue. I had the teeniest bit left to do on this penguin. I showed it earlier that I didn't finish the skein. I did finish the skein today. So now it counts. So this blue and black and white fur. Then this is a different gray fur. It looks very similar. This is also the Big Twist Sherpa, and I'm obsessed with it. But I got 2 out of that and this one, so that's 2 more skeins. This was a situation of finish the bag, like a project bag, and not necessarily finish the skein. Like I got this bat, but I still had a little bit left, so then it went upstairs, so that doesn't count. But this heathered, cozy heathered color, how cute did this bat come out? I had the bat body made. I ended up making the wings, and that used a skein of cozy heathered. I also made this penguin. I think I'm kind of obsessed with it. I do still have some more of this fur, so I think this is the combination I'm going to go with for this. Very excited about it. I also put together this turtle. That is on my list of things to do. I need to put together more turtles. But then I got 2 other purple ones. Aren't these guys so cute? With the purple Sherpa, it gave me 2, or sheepy. It was Bernat sheepy. And then I had a little teeny tiny bit of this skein left. This was a discontinued Michael's yarn, and this was all I had, but I thought it would be really cute for like one of those mushroom tops. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do for the neck part of it, but I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna use it. So I did, and that gives me that. Because it was, again, it was in the project bag. We were working through the whole project bag. And then these are the rest of the heads that I made. So we have a whole thing of heads again, which is fine. I'm not mad about it, but in total, 12 skeins of yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 skeins of yarn. That makes me happy. 13. Okay, so for August 12th, I am a few days behind again, as we're not shocking anybody here, okay? August 12th, though, we did. You ready, guys? I made this crab on live. Well, both of these crabs on live. They still need eyes. I know, we're not talking about it. But after we got off of live, made this mushroom man, and I think he's just absolutely precious. I used the last bit of that tomato sparkle, and this used a skein of Big Twist Plush. So, Big Twist Plush in the color Coconut, Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle in the color Tomato Sparkle. That's 2. Then, I went a little crazy this day. I was emptying out bags, and I found this skein of this brown and white. I have no idea what it was, but there was enough to get 1 cat, so I made a cat. That's 3. Then, same day, all same day here, I finished up this skein of pink. I've already made a few penguin heads with it, so I finished it up. I also finished up the skein of white and made some more oysters because I needed them. So that's 2 more. White Sweet Snuggles, pink Sweet Snuggles. Didn't have a label. It might somewhere, and if I find it, I'll replace it, but I have no idea. I needed a little bit more to finish this guy, and using the rest of the skein, I made a sea turtle shell and a regular turtle shell. So that used up an entire skein of anemone, and then I used a skein of wild berry to do this guy Again, I only need a little bit to finish it up. And I made 2 turtle shells. I can't find the other turtle shell. I think it's upstairs somewhere, but not the lavender. The lavender counts the next day. We're not talking about the lavender right now. And then I used 1 skein of white to put the bottom of this whale. I had like a little ball of it. I used it up, finished a whale. It counts. So, sprinkle 2 pink. That's 3. This is 4. This is the white. The other white for the bottom of the whale, that's 5. Brown and white, 6. 7, 8. 8 skeins for August 12th. For August 13th, I used 1 skein of Zing Dot and a skein of blue. I had started both of these skeins at another point in time, so I finished that making the anchor. And here's the other 2 pieces. Just needs to be sewn. And I used a skein of orange to make duck beaks. Do I have ducks made? No, but we made beaks for all the ducks. So that's 3 for the 13th. And that was all I did on the 13th. On August 14th, I used 1 skein of lavender to do this sea turtle. I also made the parts for another one, but again, I think that sea turtle's upstairs. So this is 1 skein of lavender, which is right here. And then I didn't finish anything else that day. I started making these lions with Cuddle, Big Twist Cuddle. And I made 2 of them yesterday. I made 1 of them today. It's August 15th today, and I finished a skein of it today, and I still have 1 more skein, so I'm gonna probably make a little bit more. I'm almost out of this orange. And then I also made this guy. I made the body for this guy in Big Twist Cuddle. I was double stranding, but again, I didn't finish the skein. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit of that stuff done today, this morning, and see where we go from there. So I know this is going to come at no surprise to anyone, but I'm behind again by like 5 days, but I've been keeping track, so I can do this. I can show you. What I've done is I've been keeping everything that I've made in a product bag by day. I'm gonna try to do this past a present, and we'll see how that goes. But this bag is from August 15th. Not everything is in this bag because I had a craft show the next day. This is from Friday, August 15th. But I did 1 skein to make purple, jellyfish legs, and I did. So that's 1. Then, now this is just to show you these guys. I didn't finish this skein. I probably have enough of this red yarn to do 1 more pinkish reddish penguin, but I wasn't sure if I loved the color, but now that I'm looking at them again, I think I do. So I think I will make 1 more and use up that skein because, you know, we should use up the skein. But that did not use up that skein on that day, so it does not count. Okay? Penguin. I'm gonna put these back in the bag, so we're gonna just put them on the desk for right now. I made a mushroom man. I also made a bunch of mushy boys. I double stranded white Big Twist Cuddle, and this is what I got to use up that skein. So all of it's not in here because I brought some of it to the craft fair, but I used 2, and it's proof it's double stranded because the Big Twist Cuddle was really thin. So 2 of that. I made a bunch of these penguins in this velvety fun stuff that used up a skein of the purple velvet. However, I sold the other 2 of these at my craft show, so that's the only one I got left to show you for proof. I used 1 skein of the yellow fur, and I'm almost done with the other one. I'm probably gonna make 1 more furry lion, but that night I was getting so sleepy, so I didn't. So there's that one, and this one. And then also used a skein of orange to finish off all of these frill because I also used 2 skeins of Big Twist Cuddle in the mustard color and double stranded it and finished up all of these lions. How stinking cute. I'm obsessed with them. I mean, it's my pattern. But anyway, oh, and look at this. Here's 1 more jellyfish leg. So this is the label from the jellyfish leg. The rest of this yarn did not have labels, so I need to write them. Actually, that's a lie. The Cuddle definitely did. We might find it. I'm gonna write them down and then we'll count after. So 1 purple, 1 purple fur, 2 white, 2 yellow, 1 orange, 1 fur. Math. Math makes 8. 8 skeins. Okay. Good counting, everybody. Good job. Good job. Sarah, you're terrible. I do have more of the white Cuddle that I do want to use, so that's why I'm leaving that out. We also have a bunch more mushy boys to make because I have a mushroom show coming up, so. Amazing. That's one bag. Done. This is for proof that it is 2 skeins. This one is the one. I'm probably going to use all this. We're going to have to crack into the next one. That's also a half skein. Oh, Ruthie says, oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Thank you. Oh, hi. Thank you. Ruthie says it is August 16th, and we used 0 scans today. It was craft show day. I started 5. I started 5 different skeins of yarn, and I didn't finish a single one of them. We'll finish them this week, but not today. I'm going to sleep now. Good night. So the next day, I finished up the skeins that I had started. I made sea turtle shells and a turtle shell with this yarn. And then I also made this octopus that needs to get sewn together. You gotta do the things, you know? Okay. Glad we had that talk. Oh, and here's one more turtle shell. That used up that skein. Then I used up another skein for another octopus. I think I made another sea turtle shell, but it wasn't in this bag, so it's somewhere. But I know I used up the skein because I finished it, so. Another one that I also have to put together. Then on my way to the concert and at the concert, I made a bunch of turtles and used up a bunch of yarn. Now I also, for some of this, also used up the skein to make other parts that I just haven't put together yet. But we're going to count it as one because the parts are in another bag and I don't want to get those right now. Okay, so some of these had labels, some of them didn't. And I'm trying to remember. I used up a full skein of yellow and made 3 ducks. And then the next day I made another 3 ducks and used up another skein. But 3 ducks because I made beaks earlier this week. Do I have any idea where those beaks are at this current moment? Of course not. 3 ducks. I used a skein of this teal. I didn't use the full skein, but I used the full skein the next day. So this is just to show that I started to use it, but we finished it the next day, I promise. Yarn chicken for this teal multi. Pink multi. Those are going to be stingrays, but again, I had like little balls sitting around and I just used them up real quick. I actually think I started this pink skein at the craft show to make flippers for the stingray, and then I just didn't finish it, so I did finish it that day. Used a skein of green for these 2, skein of teal, skein of purple, skein of blue, and pink. Again, a lot of these were half skeins. I literally found an entire project bag full of big turtles, so I just grabbed the bag and brought it with me. But that was a total of another 8 total, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Ducks, stingray, 7, 8. Okay. Then the next day, I used up the rest of that mint to make the parts for this turtle. It's going to be a turtle. I got to sew it together, but it'll be a turtle. I used the mint for that. I used another skein of yellow for 3 more ducks, or I guess 2.5 ducks. And 1 skein of the green and yellow multi for turtle shells. And 1 more skein of pink. I'm like, this one was sitting on the floor. I'm like, what is this? This was from this day. I remember making this in the car. Ben was at a doctor's appointment. I remember putting this together. Because I was also making parts for other things, but I think that's all the skeins that I finished that day. I started a lot of stuff, but I didn't finish a lot of stuff. But that was August 18th. We did 4. And then yesterday was August 19th, and I finished up another skein. This guy I also started at the craft show, so we just got to put him together. But there was a decent amount of yarn left from this one, so I made sea turtle shells. Finished that up quick. And then, oh, 1 more shell. Oh, wait, there's 1 more shell. So many shells. Then I also finished up a skein of beige. It was just a random skein of beige. I was sick of looking at it, so I made turtle bodies. So these can now go with the turtle shells over there. Then I also used this skein of green and white. Oh, there's 1 more. And I made a whole bunch of turtle parts and pieces and things. I also started a skein of green yesterday. to make parts and things. However, I got like a massive migraine last night and didn't finish any of it. So I will probably finish that skein today. It's on my list of things to do, as well as sew all the beaks on all of the ducks and maybe put those octopus together. That'd be a good thing to do. Up those inventory numbers. Yesterday was August 20th and I used 4 skeins again yesterday. Now some of them were half skeins, some of them weren't all full skeins, but it was good. I'm very excited. I used 1 skein of Bernat Baby Blanket in the color green. I had started this yesterday, this skein, but I did this turtle and this turtle and this turtle and this one and one more. I had like little bits for like another half of one. I haven't finished it because I ran out of yarn. Then I used this skein of blue. I made all these turtles. Land turtles and sea turtles. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea, huh? That was really weird. No, Sarah, absolutely not. Anyway, 4, and then I made parts for 2 more and didn't put them together. But use the skein of blue. I don't think it was a full skein of blue. I think I had already made parts for a different turtle that's in a different box. I had a little ball of this pink set aside to do this turtle, literally just to do this turtle. And then I had this skein of like, it's a green, but it's not the same green. Look, they're definitely 2 different shades of green. These are both called baby green. This was the dino one. This is the regular one now. So I don't know, but I had literally enough just to get this one turtle done. And it was yarn chicken at the end and we won, thank God. I had to redo the bottom of it like 2 times so that way I could like have enough stitches to close it because I was running out of yarn. But we did it. We did it. So that's 4, guys. 4 skeins and I'm not behind. Who am I? Who am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. So excited. What are we gonna do today? I don't know. Not a clue. So yesterday was August 20th and we did a lot of things yesterday, guys. So first of all, I'm trying to work through this Big Twist Velour Sparkle and it is very old and this yarn gives me such texture issues, but I did use 1 skein of teal and I used up the rest of it. I just like double strained a mushroom top just to see what it would do. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about, but we used it up. Then I used up a skein of this Bernat Velvet Twist. This is one of the last skeins of this that I have left. Thank goodness. I'm really trying to work through some older yarns. I made a whole bunch of parts for things, which, you know, doesn't really always help things, but we made parts, we did things. We're using yarn. Then I made 1 more red penguin to use up this red fur. I used this skein finally. I'm trying to work up this blue velour sparkle. I haven't finished all of it yet, but this this blue and white is Sweet Snuggles Light, or maybe it was Chenille Home Slim. I don't remember what color it was. I didn't have a label, but I finally used it. I think that these oyster shells came out so cute. I was really struggling with what to make with it, so I just decided on oyster shells. I was going to try to do mushrooms, but then I quit. I did oysters instead. I did 1 mushroom top. I didn't love it, so that's how we ended up here. On the vein of oyster shells, I did 1 more. This oyster pattern is from Brit Stitched. I love it so much. It works up really quick. It's in her C Mini pack, and I think you can also buy it separately. Don't quote me on that. Then I made a whole bunch of mushroom guys, and I used up 1 skein, that little ball of Twist Cuddle, for these. Because I have a mushroom craft show coming up very soon. So we need to make more mushrooms. I don't have enough mushrooms. But tomorrow, or I guess today, I'm going to try to finish up this skein of blue sparkle. The blue velour sparkle. I also have a purple velour sparkle that I also want to try to work through. If I could get through those skeins, they have been sitting on my shelf for so long, I would be very, very happy. So that is it for today. For August 21st, I made a bunch of frogs with 1 skein of Big Twist Plush and used a skein of green. Then I finished up that blue sparkle. How cute is this little mushroom guy? I made some blue tops, and this is the blue of that one, and did this little turtle guy, super cute, and 1 more mushroom. Oh, I gotta tuck the ends in on this guy. and that used it up. I'm so excited to be down 2 of 3, so that was very, very exciting. I started to use the purple, and I made this cute little purple penguin that I'm definitely gonna make more of because I'm obsessed with it, and it's so stinking cute with the sparkle purple. So gonna make more of these. I think I might be able to get 1 or 2 more. And then I used up another skein of blue fur. I found some blue fur to finish up the one that I had started, and I did 2 more penguins, and that is it for, oh, I also, I started this pig. I didn't finish it. This is Sweet Snuggles Light. Oh, actually, I did finish it. I didn't finish the skein, but we started it. It was only 3 yesterday, the blue sparkle, the blue fur, and the green plush. So 3 for August 21st. I'm anticipating that today I'm not going to get any done because my hands are really achy today, and so I'm going to move stuff around instead of crocheting, and I think that that's just what we're going to do. That's my plan. Stan? Okay guys, so we're doing the best we can here. Sorry. I am behind, and I have not been writing things down because I haven't been doing a lot. Saturday the 23rd, Sunday the 24th, Monday the 25th. Nothing. I didn't crochet a single thing. My hands hurt so bad. I had a giant bruise on like the front of my hand, and I couldn't crochet anything. Done. So then Tuesday, where did the week go? Between Tuesday, August 22nd and August 23rd, I did a few skeins. I finally finished up this pink Sweet Snuggle skein. I'm gonna have to write it down. I'm also telling myself this before my craft show so that way I remember to write everything down because I'm gonna forget. We did this, the pig. I made a snake, and he's so fun, and I'm obsessed with his colors, and I finished the skein of green. I did not finish the rest of it, the purple or the black. I'm actually probably gonna make another one because I'm kind of obsessed with this colorway. It looks really cool, and I have plenty more green, so I made a snake. Then I used 3 skeins between these 2. I made 2 more, actually, I think this is their fronts. There we go, yeah. I made 2 more little mushroom guys. Each body used a skein of, it was either Chenille Home Slim or Sweet Snuggles, I'm not sure. And then this was stuff that I had in my stash, so I'm very happy with these 2. And then I also made 3 turtles, and I used a skein and a half of green and 1 skein that I had laying around here. It was almost like a green like this, but again, those are already eyeballed and put away in the car for the craft show tomorrow. So sorry about that. And today, I'm about to go to sleep. I had to edit a video today. I wasn't feeling great today. I napped a good chunk of the day, and we went live for a little bit, but I didn't finish anything on that. Oh, yes, I did. I finished a skein of red. Yes, I did. I did finish a skein today. I finished a skein of red. I made a crab, but he's downstairs. So if I remember tomorrow at the craft show, I'll show you the crab and the 3 turtles, maybe 2 turtles. I don't know if all of them are in the bags, but I did finish that crab, and that finished a skein. So I did 1 today. We're going to try to make up for it tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. I'll be at the craft show all weekend, but I've pulled yarn skeins that I'm hoping I'm going to be able to finish. So we're going to see how that goes. This was the crab that I made. Aren't you proud of me, guys? I remembered. And I made 3 of these. I used 1 skein, or it might have been 2 skeins of the green and 1 of the brown. I gotta look. I think I have the labels for it. Okay, so last 2 days were craft show days. Oh my god, I don't even know what day it was. August 29th and 30th were craft show days, so this is what we made while I was at the show. Day 1, I put the stuff in these 2 bags. Day 2, I have a bin here, and I have a few more things inside because Ben and I were watching CJI too, and I was making turtles while we did that. So day 1, I made a bunch of double-stranded velvet mushroom tops that used 1 skein. Oh, here's another one. You see, I know I had more. I have a mushroom festival next week, so we're on the mushroom kick. So I did that. Then I started this skein of Big Twist Plush. I didn't finish it. I'm gonna try to finish it today. And then I forgot to use it yesterday, so 2 of those. I made more mushroom tops for my mushroom show out of this rainbow yarn. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5 mushroom tops. And a frog. I didn't stuff it. I didn't bring stuffing with me this day. So did that, and then I have legs. Oh, just kidding. Here's another half mushroom top where I ended the skein clearly. And then these are legs for more frogs that I will finish this week. I think I might do how many frogs I can make in a day video this week because I'm low on frogs. And frogs and mushrooms just go well together. Then I used one skein of this pink to make legs for jellyfish. So I used the skein of pink. I have no idea what this was, but I used it. It was in my stash. So that's 1, 2, 3 skeins so far, and we're not done yet. I tried to finish this green. I didn't finish it, but I was curled out, so I didn't make any more curls because I used an entire skein of this Sweet Snuggles Light to make curls for octopus, not octopus, jellyfish. I used an entire skein of that, so that's 4. And then 5 would be this skein for turtle shells and mushroom tops as well, because again, mushroom show. So that was the 29th. Now the 30th, yesterday, I had a good day yesterday. I am now over writing labels because none of this had labels. So we're gonna like give up on that, and I'm gonna just go through while I'm editing and count how many skeins we used for the day, and then we'll have a grand total and we'll all be happy and say, yay, amazing. Yesterday was August 30th, and I did great yesterday. What a good day yesterday. I made frogs with this rainbow skein. They came out so fun. I'm kind of obsessed with these. We might make more of these this week. Those eyes look really close together. That's so... Oh my god, I messed up on that frog. I'm gonna have to fix that. That looks so silly. Okay, well anyway, I used up this skein of rainbow, so that's 1. It wasn't a full skein. I had started it earlier in the week. I used a skein of Sweet Snuggles Pink and a skein of Sweet Snuggles Blue. I made parts for stingrays. That's what those are. So that's 3. 4 was this one. And I also got a clamshell out of it. I used an entire skein of orange to do more curls. So many curls. I finally used up the skein of purple to make a purple velvet bat with wings and a turtle shell. I think, I don't do this very often, but I think I'm gonna keep this bat because I'm kind of obsessed with it. So I think this is gonna be mine as a Halloween-y decoration. We're also definitely this week going to need to do a putting things together video because I didn't put anything together. So use the purple, so that's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 was the curls. 7 was all of these turtle parts. So many turtle parts. That's 7. And then, so yeah, last night while Ben and I were watching the Craig Jones Invitational at CJI2, I made 5 or 6 big sea turtles, parts and all. I made some of the parts during the show, but I finished 6 of them, which used 3 skeins of blue yarn. 3, 4, 5, and I guess 3/4 because I ran out. But that's 3 more. So what was that for a total for that day? I don't know. But we're gonna see if we can't make a record today. I'm really gonna push. I'm gonna try really hard. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use up some stuff that I've had sitting around like this. What is this? I don't know. We're gonna use it. Just gonna push those numbers for the last day today. Let's go. All right, guys. So August 31st was our last day, and it wasn't the best day, but it was still, I think it was pretty good. I did 1 skein of pink. I had this little ball of pink, so I used it up. I made this pig. 1 skein. I had a skein of green. We had the second day of CJI2, so I made frogs during CJI2. I made a million frogs during CJI2. I did this turtle, and this turtle, and this turtle, same color. So this used a skein of teal. I had a ball of pink. It used up a ball of pink and a skein of green. I used a skein of this red plush. I finally finished it, used that up. I had this little thing sitting around. I used it. We got it done. You guys, there's a whole bag of stuff. I made 2 lions with this yellow, used up a skein of yellow. I had this black, it was Bernat Velvet Twists in the black, and it made the cutest bats. So I made 2 bats. We did so good. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 4 frogs in this color of Big Twist Plush. I think this is Tutti Frutti. And I got 4 frogs out of it. And then I used 1 skein of pink for this turtle body. I made another turtle body and I don't know where it is. I didn't sew it together, so that's to be done. But we did that. And then I had a little bit left of this purple, pink, whatever this color is. I made a bat wing. I don't know where that went either. But I made a turtle shell out of it and used it up. And so total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the last day. So not my record of 13, but that is pretty good if I do say so myself. So Ben, how many skeins do you think that we used this past month?
I know in the beginning you were pretty consistently using 3 to 6 skeins a day. And I know that there were some days that you didn't get to use any. So let's average that out to 4 skeins a day times August has 31 days. So let's say 120 skeins.
That is Ben's guess. What is your guess? This is your last chance before I tell you what we did this month. So let's go over it now. So normally I would show you all the yarn labels and we'd go over the labels of what I made when and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that this month because after I hurt my hand, I stopped writing them down. I stopped saving the labels. And it's not that I stopped saving the labels. I will still take all of the labels and put them aside with the rest of the labels from the year. But I just didn't count it. And this video is supposed to be out already and I'm out of time. So we're not going to do that. And I'm sorry if you want to see that, but we're going to go over it in a different format and we'll see how we like it. We'll see how we feel about it. So I have my notebook here. Okay. Day 1, 2, 3, and 4. Day 1 through 5, I used 4 skeins a piece each day. Day 6, I used 7 skeins. Day 7, I used 2. Day 8, I used 3. Day 9, I used 7. Day 10, I used 2. Day 11, I used 13. That was the most we've used this entire time. Day 12, I used 8. Day 13, I used 3. Day 14, I used 1. Day 15, I used 8. Day 16, I used 0. Day 17, I used 8. Day 18, I used 4. Day 19, I used 3. Day 20, I used 4. Day 21, I used 6. Day 22, I used 3. Day 23, we used 0, 24, 25, 0 and 0. Day 26, we used 4. Day 27, we used 4. Day 28, I used 1. Day 29, I used 5. Day 30, I used 10. And day 31, I used 11 for a grand total of, if I did my math correctly, 137 skeins for the month of August. I'm really happy with that number, especially because there were a bunch of days that I had 0 skeins. I've used up so much yarn. It was so helpful to start really working through some skeins and to be able to move stuff around in here. I'm loving the new setup that's happening. I'm really excited to start a new series. I haven't started it yet. I know I kind of teased it already, but I haven't started it yet. Only because I have one more craft show and I just want to be able to focus on it after the craft show. So I haven't started the new series that I want to do yet. However, this was so helpful for me for this past month. So I don't know if I'll do this again in October. I'm not going to do it for September because September is just bound to be a crazy month. Ben is hopefully starting a new job. So please give your good wishes to that and like your good vibes or your prayers, whatever you believe in, because if things go the way that we're hoping they're going to go, it'll be fantastic. And we're really excited about it. So a lot of changes are going to be coming in September. I might need to switch up my schedule due to new schedules being implemented. We'll see what happens. I don't know yet, but I think I want to do this again because this was really good to work through yarn. I was really inspired to keep working through yarn, and now we're going to try to go through the shelf. I've got a whole bunch of like, this stuff's got to go because I want to figure out what we're going to end up putting back here now, but we've got the lights, and I'm really excited to see what the next few months to the end of the year is going to bring, and I'm really excited about it, and I hope that you guys are too. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ben and I have a second channel, The Visionary Journal. We're going to be starting to do a whole bunch of stuff over there soon too. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed, things are going to work out the way that I'm planning them to do. So I'm really excited about that. And our next drop, guys, we're going to do a drop. Our next drop for hook holders, the row counters, and the measuring tapes. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet. I'm not going to show them right now because I'm out of time. We're out of time. That drop is going to be in 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a date, and I don't know what that date is. I just double checked with the boss man. September 19th, it's a Friday. That will be our next drop. We're gonna do all sorts of stuff. The row counters, we'll do ear warmers, every stuffy that I've got left over from these craft shows, and all the new stuff that I'm able to make in the next 2 weeks after the craft show. We'll have some hook holders and maybe a few other surprises in there. I'm really excited about it, but that will be September 19th. It is a Friday. Early access will be for members on the 18th. That's the day before. That's how that works. Wow, Sarah. Yep, the day before the 19th is the 18th. Good job. All right, so I think that's all I have for you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.